Hi, this is Mike Regan with Transact's 2-minute warning for the week of August 10th. And in this week's 2-minute warning, we're asking a very important question. Are shippers prepared for the potential supercycle in the truckload marketplace? One of the things we've covered over the years is that transportation pricing moves in cycles. Sometimes the rates are really, really high. Other times the rates go really, really low in that cyclical activity. And since the early 2000s, there have been basically 5 cycles in the truckload marketplace where we've seen a sudden surge in truckload rates from 2003 to 2006, 2014, 2017, 18, during COVID of 21 and 22. And we are now looking at potentially another cyclical increase, and this one could be known as a super cycle because the increases that shippers see from this particular cycle could be greater than what they've experienced in the past. For example, in the past cycles, rates could have gone up 12, 15, maybe 20%. COVID saw rates go up by 25, 30%. Could rates possibly go higher than 30%? The answer to that is yes, and there's a reason for that. The other cycles were marked by 1 or 2 regulatory things like hours of service, ELDs, that, temporarily contracted supply and allowed carriers to get higher rates. But now we see carriers operating under different rules. On the legislative or regulatory side, we see the English Language Proficiency Act, the non-domiciled CDL issue, which has caused, at least according to the DOT, at least 50,000 drivers to leave the marketplace. We've seen a contraction in the number of carriers because of the impact of the great freight recession that went from about the fourth quarter 22 until the end of 25. All sorts of things have occurred, which means that more so than ever before, good carriers, especially high quality carriers, are in the driver's seats in determining what they're going to be able to charge for freight. Now, what does that mean for you as a shipper? When you add in things like the impact of the Supreme Court Montgomery decision, which basically said be careful who you do business with, because if you use a carrier that's involved in an accident and that accident results in a nuclear verdict, you could be held liable if you didn't do certain things that the government says you should have done in terms of exercising reasonable care. Now, there are things that you can do to mitigate the impact of this super cycle. 30, 35, 40% rate increases over a couple-year period don't have to be your destiny. What you need to do is talk to Transact, because we have some strategies and a proven track record in helping companies get the best possible rates at the best possible service levels in order for you to run your business and protect your profitability. Now, if you're interested in learning more about what these strategies look like, send me an email, give us a call. Let's talk via Calendly, a one-on-one call that won't cost you a dime but potentially save you a lot of money. Now, we provide all these things because with each and every 2-minute warning, we're here to remind you we are on your team, we're here to help, and we're passionate about seeing you be successful. Thanks for your time.